everybody, it's Bunny. So nice of you to join me today for everybody's favorite day of the week. The day of the week when we ask ourselves, does this thing really work? And I am literally the last person in the world to review this item. That's just my style, to do everything exactly one instant before no one cares anymore. Today, we have the Sillisponge, and it honestly looks kind of like silly, like S-I-L-L-Y, but it is actually the silly, like S-I-L-L-I, like silicone, the Sillisponge. I'm in the middle of moving, and I would love to show you guys irony at its finest. I am, in fact, using a tripod box, like a box that I ordered a tripod, and I got the tripod, but I'm using the tripod box to film on instead of using a tripod. What is my life? Even I don't know. Tripod box. This thing took the internet by storm probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago. It is supposed to be the beauty world's latest and greatest fad. It is supposed to be better than a beauty blender. All right. It is by Molly Cosmetics, and I literally ordered this thing forever ago. I don't know why it took so long to arrive to me. Since then, this thing has sort of even been debunked, or I guess duped, you could say, by people using like silicone bra inserts, which even if it was as effective as this thing, like I never really got into like using non-makeup things to apply my makeup. People like contouring with forks and high heeled shoes and knives, and I don't even know, like, why are you doing that? There's tools for that. There's real makeup tools for that. You shouldn't put a knife on your face. It's a little creepy. Looks like a raindrop, drop top. And then when you like, ooh, you can like, ooh, look at my fingerprints. That's fascinating. The fabulous thing that's supposed to differentiate this product and make it 10 times better than a beauty blender is that this is supposed to not suck up or waste any of your product because it's silicone, so the makeup will just not be absorbed into the silicone. We are going to try my current Life Staple foundation, and I'm gonna be Too-Faced today, and we are going to apply one side using the Sillisponge and the other side using the ye old beauty blender, and we'll see which half of my face turns out better. Did I say what my Life Staple is? If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know because every makeup post that I make, I'm always tagging this. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done. I think it even has sunscreen in it. 3 little dooply-doops on the back of my hand, and let's just get that Sillisponge. So silly. Silly, ew. Silly. So I'm just using bouncing methods the same as I would with a beauty blender. And honestly, the first little dab I did felt a little, I'm really not, look at this. Can you guys see? It's like giving me really weird facial texture. I'm gonna try and zoom way up in there. Like I feel like it just has kind of really given me like patchy coverage. It almost feels like the foundation is sort of like sticking to the sponge. And in that way, I feel like, okie doke, sure, the product is not being absorbed by the Sillisponge, but at the same time, I'll dab this little bit in, and then I'll show you guys, because to me, there's not really any difference if leftover product is still like adhering and not wanting to wipe off of the Sillisponge. To me, that's sort of like another form of absorption. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still makeup that is not being applied to your face because it's sticking or being sucked into some apparatus. As usual, I haven't watched anyone else's reviews on this. Whenever I'm planning on testing out a product or something, I kind of don't want to have any preconceived notions of like, yeah, a lot of people loved this, or no, a lot of people didn't like it. So I kind of don't know. After I film this video and I put my version up, I'll have to go and see what kind of reviews this got. So I feel like I pretty much got all of the makeup off that I could from applying with the Sillisponge. And you can see there is still just this fine little veneer of cosmetic that has been left behind. Can you guys see the patchiness? I hope that you can. Okay, so I'm gonna go wet this beauty blender and then I will apply that really quick on this side and we'll see. I'm just going through like I normally would with my beauty blender very quickly. Now, the only difference that I will say is normally when I do apply this foundation, you know, I'll have on a primer, you know, a base, maybe a little concealer, XYZ. And for this test, I just wanted to just have the foundation using whatever tool on whichever side on my face. I just applied 3 squirts, same amount that I did on the Sillisponge side. I mean, this is definitely a lighter coverage foundation. It's supposed to give your face like a very natural, flawless sort of, but like very light tint. I just feel like this side looks better. Yes? No? Is it kind of the same? I just feel like this side is quite a deal patchier, like especially like right here. Forehead shot right there. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Everybody has their personal preference. I don't think that this is like a bad tool. It's definitely very innovative. It's very creative. But personally for me, and probably a lot of other people out there, you know, this is like my holy grail. And it's kind of like the champ, you know? So it's really hard to like dethrone the king, you know what I mean? I will just say I feel like this would be much easier to clean or much faster to clean, let's say, than the beauty blender. Especially for me, I've got about like a 5-step process to clean the beauty blender. And it's not like I don't love other makeup sponges, because I recently have gotten into the Real Techniques diamond sponge, so I really do like this one as well. So I'm not just like loyal to like one brand or whatever, but I do feel like, for me personally, I like the texture, the feel of a sponge. It just sort of has like a stickiness that I'm not crazy about. Obviously, one of the benefits is, and you know what? I don't know how much the Real Techniques Diamond Sponge costs. Is it on par with a beauty blender? Is it a little bit less? I don't know. The Sillisponge is certainly less expensive than the beauty blender. This one is $9 and this one is around 20. To me, like if I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna take the time that it takes me to put on makeup, which is roughly at least like an hour and 30 minutes, I want that makeup to look flawless in the end. And I just don't feel like I can get like that sort of like flawless look with this. But it is like really fascinating. You know, I feel like it definitely could like serve as like a stress reliever. I don't know if other people are having a hard time or an easy time like converting to this tool. Obviously, they're doing something right because the product keeps selling out, and I think I just checked the website and it says that this won't ship out until like February 12th if you order it now. So obviously, like it's like creating enough of a storm that they are on a pretty decent back order for people to be able to order this and get it. Thank you guys so much for being here today and for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Does This Thing Really Work? Don't forget, comment down below, suggest a device that you guys would like for me to test out in this segment. It can be wacky, crazy, it can be, you know, like a beauty product or just a whatever kind of product. I'd take them all. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Swamp Family, and give an alligator its wings. Also, if you want, you can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/graveyardgirl, or you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram @graveyardgirl, same way it's spelled here. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye! I really don't know why I'm smelling this. But the weird thing is it smells like a Tootsie Roll. Like, you know the little chocolate candies that come in a wrapper? Give them out at Halloween? Why would this smell like a freaking Tootsie Roll? It's so weird. It really does have like a chocolatey Tootsie Roll smell. Now I'm like, oh, that's great. That's another, oh, yes. Oh, this is great. Look, 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 look. That's so funny. I bet if you put these, like got 2 of them, put them in the freezer, you know, set them on your eyes, laid back, relax, listen to like a soundtrack of raindrops or something. That could be very, very soothing.